Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 28th of June and in this video I'm talking about a plant that I neglected for a while, and I bought it 2 years ago in a garden center. It was on clearance and I bought it half price. And this plant is Pandorea jasminoides, that was advertised as Pandorea fragrance. Enjoy the sweet fragrance of marshmallows with Pandorea fragrance. The plant back then didn't have any bloom, however, of course, the flowers looked quite attractive anyway, and you know, I love fragrant plants, so I decided to have a go at this plant that I didn't know anything about, and I have to say that I still have it in the same pot that I had it 2 years ago, because due to time constraints and a little bit actually of I was a bit forgetting about this plant. I put it in my cold greenhouse, unheated greenhouse, and basically was hiding in between the other plants. I actually didn't take care much of it, but this plant didn't care at all and surprised me with some beautiful blooms last year and again this year. I should have already repotted actually last year. The plant would have grown a lot bigger and of course bloomed a lot better, but I think on the other hand it was useful to show you how really hardy this plant is and how little in terms of care it needs in order to bloom. This plant is also known as bower of beauty or bower vine, and this is a species in the family Bignoniaceae. The plant is endemic to Australia and is widely grown as ornamental. Of course, you can see yourself how incredibly beautiful are the flowers. Pandorea jasminoides is a woody climber. You can see actually the stems are already quite woody in such a small specimen. My plant is about half a meter tall, and of course I would have grown a lot taller and a lot bigger if I would have taken care of it a lot better than I did, but again, it's really an undemanding plant. The leaves are quite ornamental. They are very similar to jasmine, to several species of jasmine, including, for example, the pink jasmine, Jasminum polyanthum, and actually the specific epithet jasminoides means similar to jasmine. Of course, this is due to the leaves, because the flowers, you can see, don't resemble a jasmine at all. The leaves are usually paired, opposite, as you can see, and are pinnate. However, definitely the foliage is not really what the plant is grown for, but of course are the flowers. The flowers, as you can see, are trumpet shaped, and this shape actually is quite common throughout the family Bignoniaceae, that this plant is belong to the family Bignoniaceae indeed, and they are about I would say 5 centimeters long. The petals actually are fused in a tube for most of the length of the flower. However, they get independent at the end, basically composing the 5 lobes of the trumpet. The color is quite variable in Pandorea jasminoides. The flowers usually are whitish pinkish at on the outer part, while the internal part is generally bright pink or magenta. And actually you can see it's actually there is kind of dotted magenta spots inside. Also the inner part of the flower, I'm not too sure if you can see it in the video, but is yes, I think you can see it. The inner part of the trumpet is quite hairy. About the other colors you can find these flowers, some flowers can be also white, and again usually they are pink or red in the inner part of the trumpets. The flowers are arranged in groups, as you can see, and this of course increases the visual display of such a gorgeous blooming. About the fragrance, unfortunately I have to say that regardless what is advertised, was advertised in this plant, the flower is very lightly fragrant. I can barely detect it. I can barely detect any scent. Very faint sweet scent. So of course there might be some variation in scent in the species. However, this one in particular that was sold as incredibly fragrant is absolutely not a plant I would recommend for fragrance. So I have to say many positive things about this plant, but definitely the fragrance is not one of them. It is to me basically undetectable. So if you want a fragrant plant, don't absolutely go for this plant. However, if you want to get a gorgeous plant, easy to care for, and with such an amazing blooming display, definitely go for it. Pandorea jasminoides is one of the most amazing flowering plants you can get for the flower display, for such a gorgeous color, especially of course if you like pastel colors like in pink and lavender shades as this one. The plant itself is not fully hard in the UK, can grow in USDA zones 9 to 11, so USDA zone 9 is actually a USDA zone that you can still find in the United Kingdom, in areas like Cornwall, Devon, the Isles of Scilly, but most of the UK, of the United Kingdom, is in USDA 8, and this is a plant that, as far as I have read, is not hardy at all in USDA 8. However, again, I have been growing this plant in this unheated greenhouse. It is basically, it's actually an unheated polytunnel. It's not even a greenhouse. So basically it's just like a commercial greenhouse with one layer of plastic, as you can see, that I bubble wrapped in the inner part myself. And I have to say that even in the cold of the winter, this plant survived without any problems, and bloomed at the end of the spring. Well, we are already nearly summer, and it is a plant that is pretty easy to care for. Of course, in winter, especially when it's cold, you don't have to keep watering it too much. Otherwise, it's just moist but well drained soil, so it's very important to keep it moist during summer, and loves a sunny position. Again, this plant of course can be grown in an unheated polytunnel or greenhouse in the United Kingdom, is in USDA zone 8, but will definitely be a great addition for a conservatory or as an indoor plants if you have sufficient space to keep these climbing plants indoors. As usual, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. If you would like to ask me any question about this plant, just let me know in the comments down below, and I will be more than happy to answer. And also, if you like this video, it would be great if you can please give a thumbs up to the video, and if you like this video and the other videos on my channel, it would also be great if you can please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.